Imagine this. You try something new. You give it your best. But instead of success, you stumble. You fall flat. The world around you whispers, "You failed." Most people stop right there. They let failure define them. But a select few, those who adopt a growth mindset, see failure differently. They see it not as the end of the road, but as the beginning of growth. Today, I want to take you on a journey into the power of the growth mindset. A journey into how every single failure you face can become your greatest teacher, if you choose to see it that way. There are two kinds of people in this world: those who live with a fixed mindset and those who live with a growth mindset. The fixed mindset says, "I failed, so I must not be good enough. I don't have the talent. Maybe this just isn't for me." The growth mindset says, "I failed, so what can I learn from it? Mistakes are evidence that I'm trying. I may not know it yet, but I can improve." Think about the difference. One mindset sees failure as a permanent scar. The other sees it as a temporary bruise, a lesson in disguise. Thomas Edison, the man who gave us the light bulb, once said, "I have not failed. I've just found 10,000 ways that won't work." Imagine if he had quit after his 100th failure, or his 500th, or his 5,000th. The world might still be in the dark. What Edison understood is that every failure carried within it a seed of success, if he was willing to learn from it. That's the growth mindset. When you fail, your brain feels pain. It's wired to protect you from rejection, embarrassment, and loss. That's why most people run away from failure. But here's the twist. Studies show that when you adopt a growth mindset, your brain actually lights up more during failure. Why? Because instead of shutting down, your mind asks, "What went wrong? How can I improve? What's the next step?" Failure literally becomes fuel for growth. Pause for a moment. Think back to a failure in your life. Maybe you failed an exam. Maybe you started a business and it collapsed. Maybe you love someone who walked away. At the time, it felt crushing. But didn't that experience, in some way, shape who you are today? Didn't it teach you something about yourself, your strength, your patience, your resilience? You see, failure only destroys you when you refuse to learn from it. But when you embrace the lesson, failure becomes a stepping stone to your future. Let me give you a few real-life examples. Michael Jordan was cut from his high school basketball team. Instead of quitting, he turned that rejection into relentless practice. He became the greatest of all time. J.K. Rowling was rejected by 12 publishers before someone finally took a chance on Harry Potter. Imagine if she had stopped at the 11th rejection. Oprah Winfrey was told she was unfit for television. Today, she's one of the most powerful voices in the world. The difference? They didn't let failure define them. They let failure refine them. Here's a truth you must tattoo into your mind. Failure is not the opposite of success. Failure is feedback. It's life's way of saying, not yet. Try again, but smarter this time. Every failure points out what's missing. Every mistake reveals where to adjust. Every setback is simply a setup for a comeback. So how do you train yourself to see every failure as a lesson? Let me break it down. Reframe failure. Instead of saying, I failed, say, I learned. Instead of asking, why me? Ask, what's this teaching me? Detach from ego. Failure hurts because we attach it to our identity. But you are not your failures. You are the lessons you take from them. Focus on progress, not perfection. Small steps forward matter. Each time you fail, you are one step closer to figuring it out. Celebrate effort. Applaud yourself for trying, even if you fall short. Effort builds resilience, and resilience leads to mastery. Surround yourself with growth-minded people. Be around those who encourage you to rise after falling, not those who laugh when you stumble. There's a story about the Chinese bamboo tree. When you plant its seed, nothing happens for 5 years. You water it, nurture it, care for it, but the ground remains still. Then suddenly, in the 5th year, the bamboo shoots up 80 feet in just 6 weeks. Did it really grow in 6 weeks? No. It grew in those silent years underground, building roots, preparing itself for greatness. That's what failure does for you. It builds your roots. It strengthens your foundation so that when your time comes, you can rise tall. Every time you fail, you are faced with a choice. Will you let failure break you, or will you let failure teach you? The growth mindset isn't about avoiding failure. It's about using failure. It's about falling 7 times and standing up 8. So the next time you stumble, the next time you fall, smile. Because life just handed you a lesson. And with that lesson, you are one step closer to becoming unstoppable. Remember this: failure is not the end. It is the teacher. And if you listen to its lessons, success is not a matter of if. It is only a matter of when. So go out there. Try, fall, learn, grow, because every failure is shaping you into the person you were always meant to be.